All right. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Let's get it popping. Hello, welcome to the show. I am KTJ, and this is Love Coach Live. I brought my friends in to have the conversation tonight. So I'm going to introduce them, but we're going to get started on the video.
And we're talking over the phone constantly. Like, this guy is calling. You could tell he is definitely vetting me to figure out if I'm even worth his time. And I have no problem with it, sir. You do what you got to do to make yourself comfortable. We've had several conversations, and the conversations are good. He's not just like, hey, how are you to death, and just sitting on the phone. Like, we're talking. Anyways, by the end of the conversation last week, he says, you know, I'm a traveling nurse. I just start my assignment. I don't know what my hours are yet, but when I get my schedule, I want to see you on my day off next week. Notice his word choice. I want to see you next week. He made it very clear what his intentions are, and he gave me a time frame. That alone put the man 5 steps ahead of everybody else. Already. So we talked a little bit over the weekend, and he calls me yesterday. A little bit into the conversation, he says, do you have any food allergies? I said, no, but I don't like avocados. I got a thing about eggs. I'm not a big fan on Italian food. He starts to laugh. Oh, I just made reservations for tomorrow at an Italian restaurant. I can change them if you want me to. You don't change a thing, sir. You don't. I will find something to eat on that menu. I will find, even if it's just a salad with a baked potato, do not change a single thing. The fact that he made reservations, not even the reservations, let me take that back. The fact that he made the plans. He said he was going to see me this week. He gave me a day this week, and he made the plans. It is 9 a.m, and I'm thinking to myself, where is my eyelash glue? Do you know when was the last time I put on eyelashes for a guy? I'm sitting here, I've been thinking since last night. Do I need to go buy an outfit? Because I don't think I have anything to wear. What's the last time I haven't done that in a minute? Normally, I get ready 30 minutes before I'm supposed to leave the house. He laid it out in a way where literally my job in this situation is just to arrive beautiful. That's all I got to do. I hate this term, but the way he laid it out, feminine energy all day. That's it. Y'all, I'm about to go buy a new dress at lunchtime for this man.
All right. So let's talk about it, y'all. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm KTJ, and tonight we're talking about it. Are relationships really worth it? So I got my people here. You guys could go around the circle here and introduce yourself and tell me your thoughts about that video clip. We didn't have the picture of it, but we got the audio, and that I think we got the picture of what we're working with. So, Jeff, you go first.
Oh man, you want my mother to drive all the way up here to Kentucky and get me because we didn't let the ladies go first? You're killing me. Come on, Kevin.
You know what? You are right. You right. You pop in first. Monica G is in the building.
What's happening, Calvin? So, yes, I am G from T with G. And in regard to the video, I definitely can relate. We are living in a time that no one is actually making plans. No one is making a plan so that you can actually just show up, right? At this time, you know, we live in a world of WYD, right? Or, you know, what are you doing next week? And it's so vague. There's nobody that is putting a plan in place that really shows any type of action. So I can definitely understand why at this point in time, she is overboard. And if you ask a few of my friends, she almost ready to marry this man without even a proposal.
All right. So let's go. Let's go. Marilyn, you want to go next? Pop in.
Yes. So I am the Marilyn Elizabeth Porter. I'm author, speaker, personal development coach. And so this is what I will say. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the effort that he put into that thing. But I'm going to say for me, I would be waiting for some consistency, because everybody can show up with the bang, but can he keep the bang? So I would be waiting for him to consistently do. He would have to do that about 5 or 6 more times before he really, truly had my attention. I wouldn't quite be looking for the wedding dress just yet.
Good stuff. Jeff, what's up?
All right, what's going on, good people? This is Jeffrey. I am a relationship coach and a radio host. I teach men how to be better daters, partners, husbands, lovers, and fathers. And I will give this brother an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 because, first of all, he did make the plan for the date. He did announce the timeline, but he did not select the right restaurant. Based on conversation, you should have known that she wasn't a fan of Italian food. Now, I'm only docking you at 1.5%. Don't get it twisted. You did a great job, brother. But I want you to get a 10 next time. I want you to knock it out the park, because that's your baseline. And if that 1.5 means that you're not listening to understand and comprehend, that's only going to be magnified in the eyes of a woman. She's going to go back, oh, our first date, he didn't even know what restaurant I liked. You can't leave that stuff to chance. Listen to your woman. Plan the date around what she likes. You will win every time.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So here's my thought. When I first saw it, I didn't know, speaking for her, the lady in the scenario, first, I didn't know whether to feel sorry for her or I didn't know how to feel for this lady, because, you know, she has gone on so few good dates. She has entertained so many kind of bad situations that she's actually used to treatment that is not like this. And to me, this is just normal treatment that how a man moves, right? I was just thinking like, wow, she is really impressed by this guy. But I didn't like, I agree with what Jeffrey said about he should have been more on it, but she didn't care, as you can see, because so few men are specific about what they got going on. So here's a sign, y'all. If you're seeing a guy who has a structured life, she said he's a traveling nurse, right? That's part of how he moves. He has to have structure to his life. He has to have organization, and that kind of led the way into how he has to move. So maybe you date a higher quality of man, and you get a higher quality experience. What y'all think?
Absolutely. I totally agree. I would also add that I can understand why you say I feel sorry for her. Mm-hmm. But in actuality, these are the dating experiences. Jeffrey said he's a coach. Most often they're coaches because teams are lackluster. They need some help, right? Mm-hmm. And so with that, there is not a lot of quality out here these days. Mm-hmm. And so if you are, again, waiting for just the quality, because you may get a lot of quantity, mm-hmm. And in the back of my mind, while I'm listening to this, I am really hoping that he shows up for the date. I'm sorry, but I've heard that, like, where we've gotten all dolled up. Oh my goodness, his talk is so different from anybody else. This is something I've never experienced. I don't mm-hmm. even eat Italian, but I will find something. If it's nothing but bread, I'm gonna eat that. Mm-hmm. But yet and still, also, like my sister said, Marilyn, is that follow through. Like, is he gonna show up Am I going to get that last minute call while I'm in the car to say, hey, I'm not able to make it? Right? And so then a lot of times we fall into disappointment after disappointment. So when you look at a woman nowadays and she's eager and excited, it's just because we've been starving like Ethiopians, like we are the world 1983. It's a famine in the earth for good quality relationship builders, like quality dating.
All right,
all right, Kevin. I'm gonna jump in on that one right there with a because Sister G made some great points. I'm gonna give some counterpoints, ladies. I need y'all to understand something. All that getting dolled up and all this other stuff, hey, that stuff is good. Save that for the relationship, because if that's the baseline you set with us, you get all dolled out, you set it out, you giving us that 10 experience on the date, then we get in the relationship and we get the moo and the doggone what's the body.
Talk about that.
It's just not gonna fly. It's just not gonna fly. So ladies, I'll submit to you respectfully. You can do good with just a little bit of enhancement or embellishment. You ain't got to go all dolled up. Give us a preview of what we're going to get in the relationship, because if you give us a full Monty in the beginning and you can't sustain that in the relationship, guess what happens to our libido? It tends to go down. So I'll submit again, ladies, respectfully. Say some of the good stuff for the relationship. Make us earn it. We don't mind working. And when we work for it, the fruits of our labor are a lot sweeter when we eat it.
Yes, sir. That's a good point. Look, that's a good point. I have one client. I told her, I said, a man should want to climb up. A man needs to climb up to get to you, right? Imagine you are the bright, shiny apple at the top of the tree, right? He gonna pass a lot of apples coming to you, but just putting forth that effort to get to that bright, shiny apple at the top of the tree is all worth it. Just make sure you are the bright, shiny apple and worth passing all the other apples to get to you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Marilyn.
Agreed. I can agree with that. So I absolutely agree with what G said. I also agreed with what Jeffrey said. Both of those, like if you combine those two things, I think you come up with a roadmap to getting to the relationship with understanding. So one of the issues that I had, because we all live from the perspective of our own lives. So one of the issues that I had with the sister on the video or the sound bite was that she was already willing to do what too many of us women do out the gate. We tweak ourselves, and you can only stay tweaked for so long. If I don't eat Italian food, I don't want to go to an Italian restaurant. Take me somewhere where I can get a plethora of things that I want, not just a salad. So she was already prepared to bend her desire for a man that, like, let's be honest, I don't even know you. Everything you said could have been a lie, because see, the way my mind thinks, you already setting it up to kind of be trash by saying you a traveling nurse, because I can't keep up with you. So I'm like, you already setting the stage, bro. Like, come on. So she doesn't even know him, and she's already willing to make several compromises. I'm gonna buy a new dress. I'm gonna just choose any old thing off the menu. And again, what he was doing was really like just standard. It was just standard information that was coming through.
That's good stuff. And Jeffrey said something too about women dressing up, right? And I want to pull from the other end. How come you got to go on a good date and this guy got to lay all that out for you to put your eyelashes on, right? You got to see it first and get excited first to fix yourself up. You need to fix yourself up for you
every day.
Not
mic drop.
Every day. And in the relationship and not in the relationship, I come as a brand. You should already know how I'm going to, maybe that's the reason why you were saying, hey, that's why I'm not going to send her the WYD text, because she already looked like a woman that ain't even going to respond to that, right? I think sometimes we get too lackadaisical just with us. It needs to be a pattern that you get up every day and you look your best. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be 10, but I'm saying ain't nowhere in the world somebody should see you at a 3 on no given day, whether you married or not, because lo and behold, when he knocked that door, somebody else is out there that's looking like a 7 or 8, and you keep coming home to this -2. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
That ain't
right. Because like, I don't know who said it. You know, you could only keep up that whole thing, but for so long before you start taking off the eyelashes and before you start going back to your sweatpants.
The whole I'm gonna get you sucker, right? The whole thing.
Right. Right.
She literally start taking off everything: legs, arms, ears.
If you're gonna have a bonnet on, let it at least be a cute, fresh bonnet. It shouldn't smell like old change and earrings. It got
Facts. Let me get some of these comments, y'all. We got my friends here on the TikTok. Sweetheart Marquita says, take care of yourself. She's like, they agree, they loving the conversation. Let me see. Even to go to the supermarket, somebody said. Fix yourself up. That part, they're enjoying that. And good comments there. So look, and we have Meredith. Meredith asked a good question, y'all. What are the reasons for no quality? Tonight we're talking about it. Are relationships really worth it? And you guys answer this question. What are reasons for no quality? Why? How come people just look? And we talking about on both sides, right? How come so many women are giving up on themselves? Just let themselves go, and waiting for Prince Charming to show up to fix yourself back up again. What's up?
So I think there is quality on both sides. You know, I think there are quality men, and I think there are quality women. And I know some things that we say are cliche, but I really do think you attract what you are to yourself. Right. And so, you know, if you coming from the gutter, then, you know, you shouldn't be expecting the prince. You know, you should be expecting another gutter rat to come pick you up. So I think that it is a myth that there are, you know, no quality men or no quality women. I just think it's about attraction and the you know, biblically speaking, you know, Ruth put herself in the right place to be seen. And so I think that if you're looking for millionaires and billionaires, so to speak, then, you know, you can't be going to the little pub, you know, around in the hood. You have to position yourself. So you have to be available for what you're looking for. And I think that is what we'll be looking for you.
Fact. Bars. Check out this comment from Anthony. He said the woman is hungry for honesty and companionship, so she adjusts her appetite to catch a meal. Okay.
So,
what y'all think?
In regard to the question about the quality, I think a lot of times almost twofold of what Anthony was speaking of. What I've heard from males that are really seeking relationships and really trying to find, you know, someone that they're compatible with, so many times they're just looked at as a free meal, right? It's just a free meal. Hey, I'm entertaining you because not that I find you intriguing or attractive or that we could actually get to know each other, but I don't have nothing to do this Friday. And I like, you know, I'm up for a free meal. And therefore, what happens is after you constantly are a meal ticket then you start acting subpar. It's like, I'm not going to, that's probably another reason why men are not planning dates anymore like that, because again, I put a lot of energy, effort, time, and money into somebody that I really want to get to know, and come to find out, whether she ate at the Italian restaurant or not, she still took a to-go meal that wasn't Italian. And when I called her the next day to ask her how everything was, I'm not getting a return call, right? And so again, I think on both sides, we both have, men and women, put a lot of time and effort and energy into people that we thought we wanted to or were going to connect with, that actually just used us as a, hey, I'm bored tonight.
Yeah.
Anybody will do.
Right.
And you just came up to be the person who wrote the checks. Thank you.
Nasty.
That's
nasty.
I say this a lot. Probably most of these shows, because this whole conversation comes through. Women will do this primarily, right? For a man doesn't ask a woman out if he doesn't like something about you.
Absolutely.
He's got to like something about you.
Agreed.
Okay. But a woman will go out with a man and not like anything about him.
Several times. I'm going to let y'all in on the secret. Several times. She is signing up for the Christian Jubilee, hoping every Sunday you go take her out for a meal.
Yeah.
And she don't even look at you straight. She's side-eyeing you because she really don't even like you.
Yeah. And on the phone texting with her girlfriend that I mean,
what's she saying in that text? What's she saying on that text?
Girl, this steak is good, but this brother here, he ain't the one. It happens a lot, more often than as a woman I care to admit, but it is accurate.
It does happen.
It's accurate.
I won't disagree with that, and that is absolutely accurate. And fellas, I'm gonna give you this information so that you won't be stupid. The first thing is just look at the amount of times that she contacts you, and just do a quick SWOT analysis. Does she contact you only when she wants something? Or does she contact you to engage you in conversation? Have you slowed everything down to the point of, getting to know her, or is she pulling you along? The second thing is this: when you go out, and this is something I teach men how to do, your budget for the date is $60. And when I coach a guy on how to date a woman in Atlanta, you have to map out a plan that shows me what you did with that $60 to make that $60 an experience. Now, of course, you're not telling her the date is $60. You're not keeping a tab. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm building up is your ability to date a woman without having to take $200, $300 out of your pocket. But before you even get to that, don't be stupid. Look at the conversation. Is she only calling you when she wants something? Do you call her more than 70% of the time? I believe she should contact you 40 to 60 because you're in pursuit mode, not her. 60-40 split, that's fine. 50-50 is ideal. If it gets, too far out of whack, you are being played, brother. This is a masculine man's market. A masculine man's marketplace. Healthy.
Hold on, bro. You got to say that again.
If we show up and do what we do,
hey, you got a little bit of waving on your on your audio.
Break up?
Yeah, you broke up a little.
My bad. I said healthy.
That was good. That was good.
Energy. It's our marketplace. Yes.
Healthy.
Am I still breaking up?
Just a little bit. Healthy masculine. What was that?
Yeah, it's a healthy masculine male's market when it comes to dating.
Gotcha.
Wide open. Oh, it's wide open, buddy.
Okay, good.
It's wide open for the masculine male who knows where he's going. And look, even particularly this guy from this video, like my man got a good check. He got he knows what he wants. He knows how to communicate with the woman. is wide open for him, and so it's kind. It may be too good, like Marilyn said.
That's what I'm saying.
My man's a traveling nurse. You know,
That's
hey,
what I'm saying.
do y'all know what the number one profession is of men who are the biggest players? Number one profession. Just take a guess.
Truck driver.
Truck driver.
Truck driver. Number one. Actually, I think it's between number one and number two is the second is personal trainers.
Okay.
Got
More women than any other profession.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
That makes
will add, brothers,
Okay.
if on the first or second date, you ask this woman out to Applebee's, because for some reason women got a thing against Applebee's. If she go to Applebee's with you, she love you.
like you.
She love you.
Right. Look, Monica, which is the point. That's the point, right?
Exactly.
It's not about the place. It's about
Exactly.
the
It's
person.
About the
there you
person,
go. That's
the
what I'm
company,
saying.
the conversation, the engagement, the energy. Yeah.
Yes. And if a woman
Yeah.
likes you, she will go with you on errands to Walmart.
She will.
Yeah.
She
She-
will.
she-
Spend time with you. Yeah.
Yes,
She
just
just
to
wants
be
to
in
spend
your
time
presence.
with you. Yeah.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
And ask her to
I
go.
don't
And ask her to
that.
go.
Go ahead. What was that, G?
I was saying, and ask her to go. A lot of times men will think, because I don't have something planned, she's not interested.
Mm-hmm.
Put it out there. Hey, I don't really got nothing to do today. I got a couple of errands to run. You want to ride with me? She gonna say, "Yup."
Yep. Yeah.
If
All
she
right.
likes you.
Yeah.
If she
Yeah.
likes you.
If she likes
She
you.
likes
So
you.
if
She rides.
likes you. She riding. That's right. If she
She
likes you, she's riding. If you're just something that she's doing to occupy space and time, she not running no errands.
Mm.
We don't run errands just for time and space.
Fellas,
We go to dinner for time and space, but we don't run errands for time and space.
Understood. Check out this comment.
Kelvin, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
You coming through. It was just a little choppy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to say this right here, real quick, fellas. Don't take her on no errands in the beginning. I promise you, because you don't even know if you like her like that. She gonna be in your personal space early in the dating phase. You might not even like her, and you are setting a
Personal.
line for her that you're gonna be able to maintain her. So I'm gonna caution against the errands early in the dating phase. Now, ladies, you're absolutely right. As you get to know that woman, and hey, you ain't got nothing planned, but you just want to be in her space. You want to see if she wants to be in your space. That's a great thing to do. Hey, I just got to run over here. You want to ride with me? Watch her say yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
though, don't give them that much time. You got to have some mystery about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Fact.
Good
Well said.
word.
Wisdom.
Check out this comment. One of my issues, this is from Trey. Trey says, one of my issues with relationships is that I feel that people get too comfortable and they don't take the effort to keep themselves up to the level that they were when they attracted you. So he's saying they just flip the script. They just, bait and switch. They get you in and then dump you, and then go back to normal.
So I'm going to say that I've been in a few serious relationships in my life, and most of them started with me, doing yard work or something, with my hair tied up and my sweatpants on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not disagreeing with him, but there's something about raw attraction that supersedes what you're wearing, how your hair is. Like, there's something about raw attraction that will supersede that. Yes, we should keep ourselves up for ourselves, right? We should keep ourselves up for ourselves. And yes, if you was rocking stilettos and bodycon and the long lashes and weave all the way down, and that's the way you got got his attention, then you done locked yourself in to, 20 years of stilettos and bodycon and long weave. But there's something about just raw attraction. I remember as a young woman, a man telling me, and these are his words, real men, you could put on a potato sack and a real man is going to see the beauty in a woman that he wants to be with.
Facts.
I believe that is true, Marilyn, but how long ago did he make that statement to you?
Because maybe 20 years.
Yeah, so let's look at some of these makeup videos that we see on Instagram and all of that. People are looking totally different. Like once they take that makeup off, they don't even look and the hair and the colored eyes. That is not, hey, give me the potato sack. Let me put it over your head because you was not the lady that I saw. You is not her.
Right. Stop. And so that's what I'm saying. So sometimes you want to just want that raw attraction. And yes, keep yourself up, keep yourself up. But sometimes just that raw, you got a little sweat running down. You know what I mean? You just want that raw attraction.
Yes. I think it's good that they show it to you because you know what you gonna get.
Right, exactly.
Look,
there's one thing.
Let me just say this, and then we go and hear from you, Jeffrey. Trey said, "I agree, Marilyn, but the level that the woman was when she attracted him could be gym level, should be maintained throughout."
In a perfect world. If we lived on a planet that didn't have gravity, if we lived on a planet that didn't have gravity and we lived on a planet where we all ate balanced diets and we didn't, I understand what he's saying, but life happens. And no, you shouldn't do like a total transformation in a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't go from, the beauty queen, to, my 600-pound life in a few years. but life happens. You know what I mean? Life happens.
But them girls on that 600-pound life, girl, they be having men for them. They be riding hard. Cooking all damn
going
day.
To get them pizza and fried chicken.
Baby. 3 and 4 pizzas.
Yeah, they put the biscuits in the
Yes.
But they got them a man.
But I do understand what Trey is saying. You should be conscious of what is attractive to your partner. You should be conscious of that. You absolutely should be conscious of that. But life does happen.
Life does happen. All right. Hippie on the TikTok side.
No ladies.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
Everybody,
Kevin. Come back.
We got a little bit of feedback. You guys, put your mic on mute. Let me hear from Jeffrey. I want to make sure. See what we got here. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yo, can you hear me now? All right, so ladies, I ain't gonna let y'all off the hook that easy. What Brother Trey is saying is this: y'all get real comfortable real quick in a relationship. It's like, I got his ass now. I ain't got to do this no more. I ain't got to do that no more. And ladies, y'all really, really kind of abandon this principle. When a man turns in his player card, when he retires from them streets, the promise that you give us is that everything we're sacrificing is worth letting that go for you. What we end up discovering is you get real lazy and real complacent real quick in the relationship. Now, I ain't talking about the guy that's a bum, the guy that ain't doing what he's supposed to do. I'm talking about that man who's consistently providing and being where he's supposed to be and being accountable in the relationship. What he ends up getting is second. His emotions become second. His wants and desires become second. Life happens. Don't get it twisted. Life does happen. But you can actually control a whole lot more of your life when you are intentional. So, ladies, I'll submit this respectfully to you. When you intentionally love on your man, you pour something into him that fuels him to get out and provide for you, block for you, take care of you. But when you don't pour nothing into him, he sits down in that little comfortable love seat with a beer, watching the game because he really don't want to be there. But he loves you enough that he gonna stick and stay. That's Jeffrey. That's all I got on that.
Come on, Jeffrey.
So absolutely. I do agree with that. And so let me say this. It is not my story or my experience that I have let myself go or that I have not maintained. And so I don't know that I can't fancy that attitude or that way of thinking. I just know from experience with girlfriends and family members that a lot of times, she trying. She trying and she gets overwhelmed and I understand it. It's not my story. It's not my experience. I'm one of those chicks that kind of always, I'm always trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm always trying to do the upgrades. I'm always trying to do those things. But, people get overwhelmed. And so I understand that side of it too. I'm the chick that says like, hey, the kids got to go to bed, at 7:30. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to bed before he get tired. So I'm that chick. But from my conversation and seeing things through the eyes of other women, people do get overwhelmed, men and women, because we're talking about, both sides of this thing. Men and women, they get overwhelmed. Life becomes overpowering. And so they do start to lessen their self-care. And when we lessen self-care, of course, when we don't take care of us, we're not taking care of anything properly. If you're not taking care of you properly, you're not taking care of anything properly.
I actually thought the comment that was made was in regard to more of a physical appearance. But I totally agree with you. I totally agree that on both sides, it becomes complacent, right? And so when I'm not getting the same energy of you walking in, coming in behind me, kissing me on my neck, even though I got my stilettos on and my pearls and I'm collecting them, waiting for you to give me a compliment to say, hey, baby, you look good today. And I haven't heard that in months when I've tried, then therefore, go ahead and sit in your recliner with your beer. Because at this point in time, it comes to a point, it seems like we're disengaged. So we need to have some conversations. I think a lot of times relationships are lost with not saying. And so perhaps even with Trey's comment, to say, you know what, when you had that, peach dress on the other day or last week, baby, I remember when you used to wear your hair like this when we first got together. That was sharp. Let her know a lot of times that what you're missing, communicate that. And I can also say, your line ain't as, sharp as it used to be. I remember when you kept that head clean because it was bald. And now you letting that little George Jefferson thing grow in a little bit, and that thing ain't cute to me either. So therefore, me saying, hey, boo, let's go ahead and get, yes.
G, I saw mine coming, and I was like, nope.
That's what I'm saying. Get that together. Because I don't want to walk behind that recliner and see Sherman Hemsley and be like, oh, this is what we doing. So I'm just saying, it's both sides. And remember, Mr. Johnson, you invited me on this show. I keep it 100.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Man, G. Brother Kelvin, let me rebut what she said just a little bit, because she hit on something that I see a lot of, where women miss the mark a little bit with us. G said, I had on stilettos and I had on some lingerie or something like that. That is sexy. Don't get it twisted. To most men, I'll submit that respectfully. What is sexier to most men is when you get that spoon and you put it inside the food, and you say, baby, come taste this. And you put your finger or your hand right under his chin, and then you pull his face close to that spoon, and you give him a little of that sexual innuendo in the face.
Come on,
that
now.
little spoon in the eye. When you give
Come
him
through with the
that,
food
you
porn.
have got his mind running because you done fed him with something, first of all, and then you freaked him with that hand on the chin and like putting the spoon in his mouth.
Babe,
Ladies, I want you to understand that
Mhm.
for us, visual is one thing, but when we visualize your sex appeal, when you put those feminine wiles on us, that's when the motor gets going. And it ain't always just the stilettos and the lingerie. It's actually how you carry yourself and exude your femininity towards us. Any man can see you in lingerie and say, dang, that thing, she got the yams. But
I didn't say lingerie.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Go ahead. I didn't say lingerie. I was cooking in the kitchen with my pearls. But I love the fact of touching that face and getting that spoon. I'm about to cook something when we get off here.
Listen, just because about to fire up the stove, just so you can feed it to him.
Yes.
Baby, what? If it ain't never some Gerber baby food, I'll feed somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole statement has no rebuttal.
Win every time.
Thumbs up. I appreciate you, Coach.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. All right, look, I got a graphic that I want to drop. Let me see. Here we go. I found some statistics, if I can say the word. Some statistics on relationships, and let me get to the one particular part. I found this interesting. Why relationships in the past lasted longer? I'm sure there's somebody who just wonders why. Why is it that relationships of the past last longer than the relationships of today? So here's what he said: the statistics for relationships are a mess in the modern world, and they are getting worse with time. Why? Are we missing out on something important in light of statistics? Here are some reasons why relationships in the modern world do not last longer. Social media. Y'all knew this one was coming. Social media has become a way to carry out a personal conflict with your partner. You fought, you go away, and you tweet. and then you throw an LOL as the caption. So you guys, what do y'all think about this first one? Social media as being one of the reasons why relationships don't last as long as they used to. Social media, good or bad for relationships? What do y'all think?
I'm not sure that I wholeheartedly agree with that, because I think most people depending on your level of maturity, that's what I'll say. Depending on your level of maturity, you're not living your relation. Like I always say, the people that I really love, you'll never even see me talk to them on social media, right? Because I protect what I love. So I just think there's a certain level of maturity that you're not living out your relationship on Facebook, and you're not making subliminal statuses, to your significant other, on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So I don't know what generation this is based on, but I would like to think that if you are like Gen X or above, that they're not talking about us, because this is a little petty if you blowing up your whole spot on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, there are mature women and men doing this same thing.
Yeah, I would agree.
They said that the word Facebook is just the term Facebook has been stated in like 85 to 90% of divorce hearings.
Wow.
The word Facebook always comes up.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Go G.
I would agree with that. I do believe that social media adds another caveat to relationship. People are now more accessible being through social media. I can't DM you if I don't have your number. I can't reach out to you and say, hey, I was thinking about you. Somebody that maybe you have didn't see but 20 years ago, or people that you actually see and you like something, you find certain things attractive about that person. If Facebook and social media can be used for dating, of course, and the flip side, it can be used for destroying relationships as well.
Facts. Jeffrey, what you think? Social media.
To you like this.
Good. Social media, good for relationships or bad? I got you. I hear you. Go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good deal. Ever since I got divorced in 2014, any woman I've dated, seriously, I told her that you will never see me post a picture about us on social media. I don't care about none of this stuff on social media. Now, in public, nobody will ever date that you and I are dating, ever. We can go anywhere you want to go, but we are not posting anything on social media. And this is a hard rule for me. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I understand. So for me, no social media whatsoever.
Okay. Let's check out this comment. We got a comment from, it's slow coming up. My girl, Art of Dating. What's going on, lady? She says social media has had an effect on relationships, but not because of posting. It's more the convenience of being able to chat with others around the world. It's them
chat or cheat. Is it chat or cheat?
Good point.
All of the C words go together.
Chat and then cheat.
Yeah.
Cheat. The chatting precedes the cheating. Yes.
Now, Brother Kelvin, the Art of Dating has made a really interesting point about it, not impacting relationships. But counterpoint, what it has done is it's made people think that they have way more options than they really do have. I mean, don't get it twisted. Now people are talking about being flown out all over the country. That qualifies as a first date now. You got to fly me out. What if you don't say? Look, I put it to you like this. In a relationship, the only person I'm flying out is someone I'm in a committed relationship with or my wife. If I'm just getting to know you, I ain't flying you nowhere. I'm sorry, that's just how I roll. That stuff comes with the relationship, not just getting to know you. But that's just me. I'm a little old school when it comes to that stuff.
Good stuff. All right, let me move on to the next one. Why relationships in the past lasted longer? Here's another issue: lack of trust. The author says lack of trust is a significant issue in modern relationships. Understand the fact that nothing will work if you don't trust your significant other. If you are not ready to trust someone, then don't commit yourself to anyone because it will only end badly. And this, I guess this also still goes off of the whole social media thing, right? The lack of trust. It's very difficult to really trust somebody. We all have all this access. And anybody can slide in your man's DM or in your woman's DM and start to have those conversations, right? And you don't even see it. Like you just going about your life, going about your work, and there's a man who's having a conversation with your woman, filling her head full of everything, telling her how good she looked in her picture, and what she would look better in, and how she, she wears that outfit just right. And if you like, and I got some friends in social media, we were having this conversation. There are some people who really like male attention. And without even knowing it, you can end up in an emotional affair with somebody that you never met before, but they in your ear every day. And boom, It's just a matter of time. What y'all think?
So I believe that that is going to be true whether it's social media or not.
That's true.
People were not being able to be trusted when, Deacon Johnson was telling Sister Sarah on Sunday, you look good in your little Sunday church outfit. And he would slip over there before he came home because he drove the church van before he got to home. I mean, trust has nothing to do with social media.
Come on.
I mean, come on, let's be real. If you think about today and age, I almost think that the trust factor is even a little bit better now because with cellular devices, right? I can FaceTime you, and you said, Jeff, that you was going over to Linwood's house. That don't look like Linwood's house to me, right? Before, when it was a landline, I just gonna let the thing ring or take it off the hook, or I can't call you. Jeff and them phone ain't on. So trust is trust. If you have somebody that is seeking male's attention, that ain't the woman for you. The same way, please don't get it twisted. There's a lot of men who seek female attention.
True.
You have come into your prime at your late 30s. You done got more attention now than you ever did in high school and in college. Right now, you got a job and a nice car, and now everybody on the block trying to reach out to you. And at this point in time, you entertaining it, but when you had a Pinto, right? So we have to know that it is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, see, and I agree. Listen, listen, G dropped it right there because I was thinking with that trust statement, like it as if it's depicting that, in times before there were not trust issues. Oh, I think we know that granddaddy and them had 2-3 families, all across. So I think that I don't know that they trusted more. I think they just accepted more. You know what I mean? They just accepted the behavior more. And now we tend to go looking for reasons not to trust. Whereas they just accepted it because they didn't live in a cancel culture. They lived in we gonna stick it out. I don't care if you got 17 outside babies and another wife cross town. We married and we staying married and we just gonna work through whatever. And we don't have that stick-to-itiveness, if that even is a word. So I don't know necessarily that it's like that that social media or anything is making us trust less. I just think before us, they just accepted bad behavior as this is just what it is and we just gonna live through it.
Right.
Also, when he was cheating, he was still if he had 4 other families.
No, man.
He was still bringing a check home. Now you got men that don't even bring checks home.
Back to the cheddar. We back to the money, huh? We back to the money.
Back to the money. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh man. Can I jump in on this one? See, this is the part that I love to talk about when we talk about grandpa them having several families and stuff like that. I'll submit respectfully that the rate of affairs and outside children is about equal to what it is now. People just ain't married now. There are women getting cheated on with their boyfriend, and the boyfriend got 4 or 5 other women pregnant.
But looking for it.
Who's being cheated on, but one second. But the woman who's getting cheated on, she has no property, she has no joint assets, she has no with that man. All she has is wood, and she's sharing that wood with other women in the community. Back in the day, I'll submit respectfully, we were community wood. Back in the day, our families, they weren't as rich as we are now, but they were much more wealthy because they had an intact, homogenous working unit. So back then, when we look back on what happened back then, we hear about the worst parts of it and we glorify or magnify that part while skipping over what's going on right now. And right now, the fact is we have fewer 2-parent households than we have single parent households. And the same stuff is happening. So I would say that the rate of trust, it ain't much more different now than it was then. It's just more visible now.
We look for it. I don't remember my aunties and them looking for it. Women nowadays, they looking for it. They want to know what's happening. Like, I know for sure, I know for absolute, my aunties and my mamas and them was just like, hey, it kind of is what it is. He coming home tonight. We looking for it though.
But again, when we look at the whole picture, what the coach has said is definitely right. There was a foundation because, again, they were married, right? This is my husband, right? And therefore, maybe she didn't make as much. So she not saying, okay, I'm tired of this. I ain't taking these 6 kids and I'm going to stay with my sister, Evelyn. But yet and still, we're going to stick this thing out. We're going to work it out because I made a covenant. I also know that I know what he do. But he also, and I'm not glorifying it, men back then took care of home.
Their family.
They took care of home. Men today, you may be laying the wood, but you ain't paying no bill. I got to do something dirty for $40 and I got 4 of your kids here. Then I'm mad because you bring one of your child McDonald's and then the other baby's daddies ain't doing nothing. Yes, is that partly our fault? It damn sure is. You know he won't none when you lay down. But that's a topic for another stuff. That's a topic for another show, right?
That's a whole other
What I'm saying is, in regard to, yes, he did come home every night and he went to work every day. And if he slid Sister Sarah some on Sunday, he still took care of these kids. And again, the trust part of it, I think it's still the same. Like you said, it's trust. My mama used to say, if you don't trust them, you don't need them. Point blank. And so I still think that it doesn't change the fact that if you don't trust that person, regardless of what other things are at their disposal, DMs, phones, or what have you, they're going to do what they're going to do.
All right. All right, look, let me grab a little bit more of that statistic, and then I got an email. We're going to the Q&A section of our talk for tonight. I got questions from the email bag from the Dear Love Coach. So I want to give that to y'all tonight, and I want to hear your perspectives on this. So let me grab this. So statistics for relationships. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Do you believe in love at first sight? People said 50% said yes, 50% said no. Do you believe in the one? 86% said yes, 14% said no. They don't believe in the one. Do you think most cheaters cheat again? Do they cheat again? 65% said yes, 35% said no. And do you have an ex you wish you had stayed with? 82% of the people said yes, and 18% said no. Which of these statistics surprises you guys? And tell me your thoughts.
That last one, 80 people have 82% of people who wish they had stayed, because I don't have one single ex that I like when I'm done, it's almost like I never even knew you. I got 2 ex-husbands. The only reason I know they exist is because I got children with them. So I'm like, I don't even understand the concept of like yearning for somebody like forever because they've moved on and whatever. So that's surprising that 82% of people are walking away undone.
Yeah, or they just missed that old thing.
Well, that's undone. That's an open wound.
I can see that though. That's not my story, but I can definitely see that, because I think a lot of times, as we were speaking before, sometimes people give up too quick. At this point in time, with outside entities and people not really saying, hey, make sure that when you walk away, you have crossed every T and dot every I, that you know that when you walk away, it's not superficial. You didn't make a permanent decision in a temporary situation, right? Sometimes we have to forgive. Sometimes we have to also look to see, what did I add to this relationship is the reason why she did what she did or he did what he did. We have to take accountability, right, for that. So I think what happens is people prematurely let go, thinking that maybe they was, fries and the shake, and realize that you really was, not all that you thought you were.
True.
Right? Or thought that person was worse than they were. So I can understand that statistic. The other one that I would beg to differ on is the one.
The one.
Only because we change so much and grow so much. Life changes us. I can't tell you that I was the same person that I was in 2010. So who I thought may have been the one right then, because of my life experiences, changed me. And so therefore I am a different person. And I think sometimes people go apart. So for 80 some people to believe that, yeah, I believe in the one, I think it's a progression that you all have to grow together. And those people who do and are blessed to find that one, know that it's truly a blessing.
Wow. Jeffrey.
Amen.
Good stuff. Good stuff, G. Jeffrey, which one of these statistics surprises you or
yes, sir.
Gets your attention?
Well, the one that jumps out to me, it says, do you think a lot of people understand no matter what happens, you can always meet someone else? It says yes is 80%. And then no is 20%. And yeah, you can always meet somebody else. Is that somebody else that you're meeting, are they compatible with you? Are you compatible with them? Does that person move the needle for you in the right direction, or do they trigger your toxic traits? Are you walking wounded, attracting another walking wounded person? So yeah, you can meet somebody at the drop of, you meet somebody walking out the store, going to the gas station. That doesn't mean that you're meeting the right person or a person that is compatible for you. And so I think the illusion of better options is something that the current dating market is suffering under. Yeah, there are more options. That doesn't mean that they're better. So that one jumped out.
Right. Good stuff. And somebody was talking about grandma and grandpa from back in the day and how they moved. Well, they got together because they both lived in the same little village, that little 4-block town, right? And they had to walk 3 miles to school uphill in the snow together, and they bonded, and they it was just a natural thing. Hey, we graduate in high school, the pool is right here. You don't have to look no further. Here go the pool right here. Joe's daughter right there across the street, and boom, that's how they got together. That's how you got here, right? But today you got the pool across the street. Matter of fact, you might not even know who's across the street. We just jumped to the international pool of possibilities, and so we have this what do they call that? The something of choice. We got too many choices is the idea. Yeah, we got too many choices, too many possibilities. It's the kid in the candy store who can't select one piece of candy because there's too many options.
Too many options. They want them all.
They want them all. Give me. I'll take them all.
Yeah, like who is that? Bishop Greg Davis says, "Date them all, sis. Date all of them. Date them all, sis." And I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah, it doesn't.
How does that work?
It doesn't. Date them all. All right, you got. All right, check this out, y'all. I have a letter to the love coach, and I don't listen. I don't encourage people to send me a letter. I'd rather you book a session and we can we can do business. But this one got in, so let's check out this letter to the love coach. She says, "Hey, my name is Jenny, and Jenny, if you're listening, this is your session." You didn't pay me, so this is your session. But you get the benefit of everybody in the room. So, hey, my name is Jenny. Yesterday I told my boyfriend that I'm pregnant. We are since we, I guess we, it's a little bit broken here. We have been together since May in a relationship. We talked a few times about the situation before. He said he is there for me, but he act totally different now that she's pregnant. He ignored me since today.
Oh.
He cannot talk with me, and it's too much for him. That he said, this is what he said yesterday. It's all too much for him. Please help me. What can I do?
I have a question.
Okay.
Does she mean May of 2022?
We are since May in a relationship. That's what it sounds like this year.
Okay.
And so
I
essentially,
have another question. Is she
Okay.
older than 12?
I think so.
Okay, I was just wondering.
So essentially, for anybody who couldn't make all that out, essentially it sounds like she got together with a guy. They got intimate. Sounds like quickly.
Mm-hmm. They had sex.
Yes, they had sex. They was knocking boots, and he was talking in her ear, saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you a baby. I'm gonna give you a baby." and and lo and behold,
She said, okay.
he gave her a baby.
Yeah.
But for him, it was just pillow talk. He didn't know he was really gonna give her a baby, and so so she comes up pregnant, and now he kind of disappears.
Pregnant. Look, did you just come up pregnant? I'm just that's funny.
He said he told her, "I'm gonna be there for you." I mean, this is kind of a classic case, girl. I'm gonna be there for you.
That's why I asked for 12.
It's very classic.
Baby. Baby.
Yes, and so now he's not talking to her. He done changed his number, closed his Facebook account, and went ghost. She wants to know what should she do.
We're going to let Coach Miller answer this question. Go ahead, Coach Miller.
He's ignoring her, Coach Miller.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna give it to you straight. Don't think with your heart right now. Get real business savvy on it. Now it's time to make some business decisions. Okay. Start to let him know that this is what I'm going to plan to do. As soon as the baby gets here, I am ordering, I'd like to have a paternity test, and I will establish paternity. I know I've only been with you, and I'd like to, do the right thing by the baby. We ain't got to be together, Craig. We ain't got to be together. But I'm going to make sure that this baby's taken care of. So you're getting real business-like, real impassionate about it. The second thing is, once the baby gets here and you establish paternity, and I hate to put it like this, but give him an option. Either you're going to take care of it financially, or the courts are going to make sure you take care of it financially. I'm trying to do right by you and the baby, and we handle this like adults. Now ain't the time to think with the cookie. It's not time to think with the cookie. The cookies have already been eaten. Now you got something baking in the oven. So what I want you to do right now is to get real shrewd and real business-like. Don't get bitter. It ain't about revenge. It's about making sure you protect the baby's well-being by communicating clearly, directly, and dispassionately. Do it professionally now. This might be the hardest thing you ever do in your life, but I promise you, when you pull up and you get real executive on him, he's gonna make an adjustment because he's gonna see that you ain't playing, and one way or the other, he's gonna have to be involved. That's all I got.
Well said. Well said. I like that too. Because with the relationship before, it was more emotional and not much logic. Because if it was, she probably wouldn't have ended up in this situation if she had to use some logic. But now you have a baby coming. It's all logic. It's forget about the emotion. So I agree with that. What Jeffrey said. Forget about the emotion. It's all logic. It's is the baby yours? If the baby is yours, here's what I plan to do. Giving them fair warning, and take care of the baby's interest first. I love that. Anybody else?
I would just say she needs to get her a support system. She needs a support system, if at all possible. She needs a couple, women and our men, that love her enough to support her through the process. So she needs a little bit of support so that she can do the right thing, and that she's not, completely governed by her emotions, that she has some people that can say, all right, girl, this is not what we doing. This is what we doing, stay the course. So I would say for her to get her a support system that can hold her accountable for doing the right thing for her child.
I agree with both of them, but when she asks what should she do, let go to a point. First of all, have you made a decision that you are going to bring this child in the world? That's number one. So when you're asking, what should I do? Maybe she's not even at the place to say, hey, I'm going to get real, financial with them, or, I do believe, number one, you need to have a support system. That's number one. Number two, also think about the person and the character of the person in which now you are pregnant by. If they're not even answering your calls, but again, fed you all of this about let's have a baby girl, I wish prior to this, you had reached out to the love coach to say, hey, we ain't really doing no raw dogging at this point. It's been 4 months. We're not in a committed relationship at this point. It's been 4 months. So at this point, unless I am engaged or how I want my life to be, or I'm at a place that I want to have a child, regardless of whether you're in that child's life or not, but it looks like you're not there yet, because now you're reaching out to say, what should I do? And I understand that you possibly could be confused, but understand this other person, aside from your child, is going to be connected to you for life, depending on what decision you make. Mm-hmm. All right. So with that, understanding other things come into play. A child saying, where's my father? I'm sorry, I haven't talked to him since the first week you were conceived. We don't know where he is. Or this is all he does is support. Understand the true dynamic. Get you a support system, and whichever way you go, make sure you're supported in that, and make sure you take the right decisions for you and your child.
All right. Good stuff. Good advice. Good advice. All right, y'all. So look, now we get into the lightning round. All right, we got the lightning round. When I posted this, I typed in a few things that are the conflict that people are having when they're answering this question: are relationships worth it? Right. So I want to get your initial quick answer on this, on these topics that I'm going to drop. All right. So here's what I said in the post. I said there seems to be a lot of conflict and confusion around relationships. I want to hear from each one of you guys. For women, is the should women be more feminine? Marilyn.
If that's her natural way, yes. All women, it's not their natural way to be feminine. That's just the truth. A lot of women carry a lot of masculine energy. It's not her natural way. But if that's who she genuinely is, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. G, should women be more feminine?
Yes. Yes, they should. I understand what perspective Marilyn is coming from, but speaking from a woman that had to be strong and now not in a relationship where I have to carry it all, I need to digress and let a man be a man. I need to know and play my role. And a lot of times it's a learned behavior to learn to be feminine and being able to play the position in which God has actually put me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Let me grab the next one. No, I'm sorry, Jeffrey. Go ahead. Should women be more feminine?
Yes, and when a woman rests in her femininity, she recognizes that being told that you have to be more masculine is a trick. Men told you that you had to be masculine because they know how to control masculine energy. Their weakness is feminine energy. And more you are in tune with your feminine energy, the more control you have. With that being said, ladies, you don't dictate a man being a man. You don't get to let a man be a man. He's either going to be a man or he ain't. And if he's a man in the true sense of the word, he has healthy, balanced masculine energy, there ain't nothing you can do to affect it. He's just going to do what he's going to do. And then you are going to balance him out with your feminine energy.
All right. Well said. Well said, brother. Let me jump to the men's side of this. Should men spin plates? Marilyn, do you know? Y'all do know what that means, right? Okay. Okay. Spinning plates, meaning having multiple women at a time. It's multiple spinning plates.
Oh, date them all.
Date them all.
That's the date them all.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think anybody should.
Is that what men should be doing today? Okay.
I don't think anybody should be dating multiple people. I just don't. I don't think it's possible for. I think we get confused. Like I think we get confused when we try to. Even though we may not think we are, you giving like little pieces of yourself to all these. I don't think anybody should be trying to, navigate multiple relationships.
All right, G?
Not romantic ones.
Okay.
So that was where I was going. If we're saying date doesn't necessarily mean physical. Date means that, really I'm interviewing to see who's gonna buy for my time. So if that's the case, I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is you thinking that I'm the star player. Hey, you didn't shut it down, and you still auditioning people and interviewing people on the side for a job that I'm already holding, and you ain't even told me I was on a written warning yet. So with that, I have a problem with. But for a man spinning plates, if we're just saying dating, I don't have a problem with a man dating. Just be forthcoming. Hey, it's you on Monday, Monica, but it's Teresa on Tuesday, and I see Stacy on Saturday. Cool. I'm just gonna make sure my eyelashes and stuff look better than Stacy's and Teresa's on Monday. Now, if by chance, we are in a relationship and we're romantic and we are sexual, then I do have a problem with you not being forthcoming or you stepping outside of what I thought was a relationship boundary.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Jeffrey, I got a different question to ask you. Not unless you really want to answer this spinning plates question.
I'm open to either question.
Okay. For men, should you just focus on getting your money up? Don't worry about women. Don't worry about any of that. Just get your money up.
Great question. I answer it two ways. You should focus on building a solid foundation for yourself. That does include getting your money up. It also includes making sure your confidence is rooted in something other than your money. It's rooted in your capabilities. It's rooted in your compassion and your character. It's rooted in your emotional intelligence, your ability to influence people, because those things will bring you money. Focus your money up with, and you ain't got no money, then you have no confidence. The one thing, in my opinion, for men to have first confidence, not confidence in his competencies, and then he can flex all of that through his capabilities. When you do that, that's when you're really ready to lead.
Good stuff. Monica G, tell me that.
I kind of see it different, and is the same question?
Yes, same question. Should men just get their money up?
I don't believe so. Because what is up? Sometimes you never have a ceiling, right? If all you're driven for is focusing on getting your money, you're losing something in the midst of that. Knowing that you have something else that woman is really kind of pushing you and encouraging you with other ideas and other things, to whereas you can have, I think everything is better when there's a wholeness. If all that I'm focused on is getting my money up, then again, that also may give some selfish tendencies. Oh, this is just mine. I ain't even trying to share it, right? Or all I know what to do is to work, or I'm just a meal ticket to you. So I think with us, God created men and women so that we are able to face each other. But also I believe, what type of stage of life are you in? Are you from a divorce? You're trying to rebuild? At that moment, you may be more focused on something that you lost and being forthcoming and saying, I really don't have time for a lot in a relationship right now. So it can be a difference, but I don't think they should just focus on one thing. Not at all.
Okay. All right. Marilyn, let me hear your thought on that. Should men just worry about getting their money up and worry about everything else later on?
No, absolutely not. I think that, men, just like women, are multi-talented, multi-dimensional creatures. And, I think that men have the ability, just as women, to focus on more than one task. Does the money matter? I mean, it does. The Bible says money answers all things. So it's important, but I don't think it's the only thing that he should be focused on.
Yeah. So I asked this question because I met a young man this weekend, and he's in the new millennial, not new millennial, like I guess what's it? Gen. He's 20 years old. What generation is that? Is that Y?
I think it's a Z or Y,
something like that, right?
Z, I believe.
Yeah, and so like now his generation is different from any of the generations we grew up in, right? All they know is the internet. They've never been without the internet. Google is who they know, who they go to, right? And so what they have done is benefited from watching all these shows, watching all these relationship issues, these challenges, and what they've decided is, I don't need no relationship. All I need is money, right? Because they say if you get your money up, the woman will come. Just make sure you get your money right. And so what I'm seeing with them, though, that what they don't understand is that at some point in time, you're going to want to have a woman in your life, and you won't know how. You won't have the skills to make a good decision on the woman who's going to be in your life because you never exercised any of that. Your mind was on the money. You think that, and so then you won't know if this person is even with you for your money or for you. You won't be able to identify that. So while I understand, like they kind of got the right idea that, you know, for a lot of us, if money wasn't part of the equation, we would have made different decisions on the people that we ended up with or whatever. Money is very important, as Marilyn said, but it's not everything. There's a lot of other things that must be covered, and so that's my thought on that. But yeah, look, Arta Day, she said, "Yep, Gen Zs are not doing relationships; they're doing money.
Doing money.
This is our future, y'all. Because our topic today is, are relationships really worth it? And for a lot of Gen Zs, they's like, nope.
No,
what's worth it is getting some money.
I have a 20-year-old, so yeah.
Yes. All right, look, well, we're gonna get out of here. Marilyn, answer the question. Finally, are relationships worth it?
Absolutely.
And tell us, yeah, give us your final words and tell us how.
Well, because I don't how they can find. Listen, I'm all over social media at just Marilyn E. Porter. But to answer the question in its totality, I don't think that we were designed. I don't think we were created or designed to be alone. We can survive in aloneness, but I don't think we were created for that. I think we were created to live life, you know, with someone. You know, we were designed for that. So I think relationships are absolutely worth it.
Yes. G. Answer the question.
I do believe that relationships are most definitely worth it. But I don't think you should pay the ultimate sacrifice of being in a relationship by losing yourself. Right? So, you know, sometimes the price is too high to pay. So when you can't afford it, that's when you walk away. Is it worth it? When you are getting something and they're getting from something, absolutely. But don't pay the ultimate price.
Wow. Good stuff. Jeff, before we get out of here, answer the question, are relationships even worth it today?
Yeah, relationships are definitely worth it. One thing that really goes into the types of relationships that you have, or that really influences the types of relationships that you have, is your reputation. Remember, you don't control your reputation. That's what other people say about you. Before Boaz had actually found Ruth, he had already heard of Ruth, and Ruth had an outstanding reputation. So when everything lined up perfectly, it wasn't just being right place at the right time. Her reputation spoke before she even got there. So the relationships that are the fruitful relationships you're going to build, your reputation will precede those. And then once you get those relationship bonds formed, they'll be fruitful.
Yeah, good stuff. Jeff, tell them how they can follow you, how they can find you.
Oh man, I'm all over social media as Talk with Jeffrey, Jeffery. On TikTok, I am the Granddad _. And again, I'm on all social media except for Snapchat. I ain't snapping. I ain't chatting. I think I'm too old for that.
Nice. Good stuff. Monica G, how can they follow you?
Sweet Tea with G, Facebook. Monica G on Facebook as well. I ain't snapping and chatting, and right now I ain't ticking or talking.
You missing out. If you ain't TikToking, you missing out.
I know. I've heard.
Yes. Look, so I appreciate all you guys coming here today. I want to say that my answer to the question of is our relationships really worth it today? You know what? It's just like anything else. You get out of it what you put into it. If you don't put anything into it, you won't get anything out of it. It's not worth it if you're not willing to work on it and to go forward in two people coming together with a future that matches. I get this question, all the time. People ask me, "What do you think about this? What do you think about the future of our relationship? Like, are we a good couple?" And my question is, does your futures match? Are you going in the same direction? And would they have been going in that direction anyway? It's not a guarantee, but more than likely, people who share passions, share a future, will often share a future together in a positive way. So you guys can follow me everywhere. Kelvin Troy Johnson, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on TikTok. Yeah, having fun on TikTok. So, and our site is back up. LoveCoachAtlanta.com is the hub where everything is going down. All the products, services. If you want to book a session, you can do that there as well. So y'all hit that Cash App and send some encouragement this way. We need that to help things keep things going. And we're going to do that. So thank every one of you for being here. Thank y'all on TikTok for hanging out. I appreciate the love, appreciate the roses, appreciate the hearts, all of that good stuff. And until next time, peace and love. Later, y'all.